All right, so we're still talking about perimeter, and now we're talking about of any polygon. Okay, so any shape. Yesterday we just talked about rectangles, but not everything comes in a rectangle or square shape, right? There's lots of different shapes, and they all have perimeters. So it's the outer edge of the shape, it's the outline of the shape, and that's the measurement, okay? So let's look at some different shapes here, okay? Well, actually, before we go on, let's talk about, right, this would be, we have our triangle, we count the sides, right, our angles. Remember we talked about this would be a right angle, this would be a baby angle, right, a small angle, this would be a big angle. There's some big angles over here, right? Here's our four-sided shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an eight-sided shape. We didn't talk about that, but that 8 octopus, octagon, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pentagon. We didn't talk about that. Here's like an L shape, right? Which doesn't really have a name, but there could be a yard. Our school kind of has a weird shape, right? So you can find the perimeter of any shape, even if it doesn't have a particular name. So if we come back over here and we want to know the perimeter of this polygon, so of this triangle, okay? So again, because we're going to be getting into bigger things, right? Here's our right angle, baby angle, baby angle. But, all right, let's not get off task here. Perimeter. We want to know the outer edge, the outline. What's the measurement? So we would have to add up all the sides, okay? So 9 plus 7 plus 5. So 9, 7 plus 8. Okay, so I want you to type something in Google Chat right now. I want you to add up that in your head. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds. And I want you to write something, a number. Come up with a number. Take a couple minutes. Okay, so you add them all up. 21 meters, right? 9 plus 7 is 16, plus 5 more. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay? So the perimeter, the outer edge would be 21 meters. All right, let's look at this one. This is a 6-sided shape. So we talked about the shape, right? It's a hexagon. And we have to add up all the sides. So 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. Here's our repeated addition. Oops, what happened here? Not 8. 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. Got the star. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need one more. Okay, equals. So we want to solve this equation. And now it's repeated addition. So this is where multiplication helps you add faster. Okay, it's still an addition problem, but if you can add faster, if you know that 8 6 times, right, it will help you come up with the thing faster. If not, I'm going to give you a couple minutes to add that up. You might chunk it. You might do 8 plus 8 plus 8. Oh, I know 3 eighths is 24, so 24 plus 24. Come up with a method, but I want you participating, coming up with a number. And even if it's a wrong number, then, you know, you added wrong, but you still know what you're doing. You're adding up all the 8s. Okay, so 48 inches, the abbreviation. Okay, 48 inches would be the perimeter. Okay, let's look at this shape. We want to find the perimeter. So again, we want to add up all the sides. Okay, so we would say 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 6, right? 5 the 6, the 7, plus the 6. Okay, so let's solve this equation. A couple minutes. But something what I want to see a lot of participation. I want to see lots of numbers in there. Okay. Be thinking. Okay. So 24. That's abbreviated again. Okay. That would be the perimeter. You would need 24 yards of fence. Okay, this is the outline. That's the outer edge. All right. What if we have a square? Okay. And what if they only give you one measurement? How would you figure it out then? Is it just 6? Right? So we got to think again. All right. Oh, yeah, perimeter. What would we want to find the perimeter? Okay, so we're focusing on that. What is perimeter? Oh, perimeter is the edge, right? So we could have, if you think about like, oh, we could have a perimeter parade, right? We could have a parade around the edge of the schoolyard, right? All right, what do we know about a square? We know that a square, right? So we're not just going to do one side. If we're going to put a fence up, we're not going to just put one fence to keep us in or out. So what do we know about this? And if they're giving you only one measurement, then we have to assume that all the other measurements are the same. So this would be 6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet, right? Because this is a square, and we know that squares have all the same sides measurements. That we do know. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, right? 4 sixes. Again, here's where your repeated addition comes in. If you know your multiplication tables, this is quick. You don't have to use your fingers on this because you know your multiplication tables. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, right, is 6 4 times. And so put an answer in chat, right? It would be 24 feet. All right. And let's look at this polygon. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to start here. So sometimes counting the edges is even difficult for me. So I'm going to use a strategy. I'm going to use the one that has the number on it. So I know that I counted that one and I can stop. So this is 1 side, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is an 8-sided shape. Okay. So they only gave us one measurement. So we have to do 3 8 times. Then repeated addition, and you know that repeated addition is multiplication, even though we're adding up both sides. It's just a quicker way for us to add it up, right? So it's 5, 3, 5, 6, 3 more, and 3 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so what's the answer to this equation? Right, we can simply add up, keep adding 3's, but if we know this in our head, it would make it quicker. And oh, I think I like that number, right? 24. Everything was 24. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so 24 inches is the perimeter. It's the outer edge. You're adding up all the sides. So when we do IXL, you definitely should be using scrap paper. Don't just make a wild guess, because that's not learning. Do using the scrap paper. If you make an error, that's okay, because you are trying. You're not just taking wild guesses. You're thinking, and mistakes can lead to learning. They do often lead to learning. Wild guesses don't. Okay, so you have to use the scrap paper. Don't, Don't cheat yourself. Okay, we're going to talk.